Hey guys, welcome to Never Offside with Julie and Kat. Today is a one-of-a-kind episode. We finally got both of our husbands on.
We did it. It wasn't too hard for Tyler, but Jeff, it's been pretty hard to get him to come on. But we finally figured out a technique or a formula to get him on, and it's wine, and it is a blind tasting, and that piqued his interest.
I feel like it also is like the perfect time of off season to have both of them on. Or not off season, still going on, but like their off season.
Yep.
Before they get like too serious again and whatnot.
Totally. Like the fact that we are gonna get Jeff to like have some wine during the week is only can happen right now, kind of in while playoffs are still going. But yeah, otherwise like deep into like July, there's no chance you're getting, anything. Like we're not even staying up late during the week because of their training.
Yeah, this was like the perfect pocket, and we
got him.
We got him.
Yeah. So it's going to be a fun episode. We got so many fun fan questions kind of all over the place. And we kind of like tweaked some of them. So it was a bit of like, how well do we know them? How well do they know us? Sort of thing. From everything from hockey, Jeff obviously talks about the wine and, his love and kind of passion for that. And all the things, from their memories in Montreal and, a funny prank too, that happens, with them both together.
Just trying to get their personalities just, out together. They're fun guys.
I'm Kat was like, Kat's MVP of today because she was like full on prep mode all weekend. I was, in the yard playing baseball like 23 hours a day over the holiday weekend with the boys. But, she's like trying to, dial it in so it's not too chaotic and try to get Jeff's personality specifically to come out a bit. And that's where I'm just like 5 minutes leading up to this, I'm like, surely he'll be fine. Sure. Like, I'm like, is he going to talk? Is he going to, but
he's going to be great. He's going to be fabulous.
He's always a gamer, and that's what I have to remind myself. And, as quiet as he is, he does have, he's got the best personality, and he's just the sweetest. And to get to hear his perspective on things, I think will be fun for people. So the wine is poured, everything's ready to go, and that will be up next here on Never Offside After Dark, a special episode. All right, welcome back to Never Offside, a special edition here with our hubbies. Jeff,
I never thought it would happen, Jeff.
She's pushed it for a little bit, and she's like, I need you.
I need support. And
I support from far.
Anyways, Tyler's given his support. Tyler, thank you again for coming on with us. Jeff, appreciate you. We knew we had to do something a little bit different to get Jeff in here and get him comfortable. So what better than a little Peachtree wine night?
Jeff, this is your first and probably only podcast, correct?
This might be, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it goes well, and I just jump on them all.
Find a new career. All right, so we all know internally that Jeff loves his wine. So we decided to do a fun blind taste test of 4 very different bottles of wine. And Jeff, we really want to know what you think of each one. But here's how
Tyler, we want to know what you think too. Don't worry.
I mean, I'll do my best. I'm more of a beer guy, so it might be a little difficult for me.
So here are the rules, guys. So basically, we have wines 1 through 4. They're all different prices. They're all different kinds. As soon as you drink each one, say what you think about it, but then write down your favorites 1 through 4, and we'll reveal at the end of the podcast what you liked and what you didn't. So
yes, this would be a fun idea for Jeff. But the stress of me having to go find these wines, and B, then opening them was beyond. I wish I was being filmed because you guys, he would have been mortified. Everybody, I don't do the wine thing. He is our wine guy. He's known for hosting his Peachtree wine nights. I mean, we host them. And so this is very much out of my comfort zone. I don't know. They're from all over, right, Kat?
They're from all over. I want to know where you think they're from, to be honest.
I've seen videos of her trying to open a bottle. It is common.
Ty's already doing a wine faux pas, Jeff.
What does that mean? Holding the goblet part's not allowed?
Holding the
Well,
goblet.
I mean, the thing is bigger than my head. So it's like, it's a
Oh,
little.
you got those crate and barrel ones.
All
All
right.
right, so I'm doing a sip.
Yeah, and then tell us what you think.
It's later.
Oh, is Jeff smelling it first?
Yeah, he's smelling it. He's looking at the color.
It smelled good, but I don't know if I love the taste of it.
Okay, what are we tasting, Jeff? If you're listening and not watching, this is some thought right here.
Yeah, I would go similar thoughts to
Not your fave?
Tyler. Not my fave.
Okay.
Lighter.
Any hints of
But it smells pretty good.
amber?
I thought.
What are you smelling?
See,
tasting?
that's not my. I know what I like and I know what I don't like. I'm not the sommelier where I'm going to tell you it's black currant and fruit forward, but
I mean,
And compare it to like what you ate earlier in the day. You'd like taste this and that. Like
Yeah.
whenever you go to one of the wine tastings.
if
Pairs
I had
well
to
with.
say, I'm going to say that is not.
the aftertaste kind of sucks. All
I'm going
right.
to say that is not a California cab.
okay, that's great to know at the very end. Wine number 2, Jeff, as you're, diagnosing it, can you tell us like how you got into wine? Was it teammates? Like,
It was teammates. When I first came into the league in Edmonton, I was going to dinners with guys on the team, and they would open up a bottle of wine, and I wouldn't have any, and then there's nights that I got stuck with the bill, so I'm like, why am I not enjoying what they're enjoying if I'm going to pay for it? So I kind of had a little bit here, a little bit there, and then our first
Started asking questions.
and then our first Olympic break, we went to Napa for 3 days.
That was
and
back
then-
in 2012. To give everybody some time reference here, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, so we did that. My section of the trip was Napa, and then we drove down Highway 1 to Southern California. But from that day on, I fell in love with Napa. It's my happy place. 4 times now, and just the wine, the food, the overall just
Storytelling.
being there is incredible, and I've got to know a lot of winemakers, owners of wineries, and just the stories that they tell when you're sitting down tasting their wines gives you a much greater appreciation for what comes out of the bottle.
well, I asked Julie what some of your favorite wines were, and I was like, do I have to drive to Napa to like go to some private cellar to get one
I
of
mean, I
these?
can't even imagine how many wine clubs you're in. Like you probably like every 3 months or whatever, you get like the shipment to the door, and you're like, oh, it's time.
The fall and
Well,
spring are.
Living here in Michigan, Tyler, they only ship your wine in October. So October is our heavy shipment month, and it is absurd. His wine collection allows me to not feel bad about any purchases. Let's just say that. His
funny.
wine club membership is. Oh, he's taking notes.
Oh, I love
He's
that.
writing notes. Oh, he says number 2, cheap.
Oh, 100%. I think
Well,
for us, whenever we would go up to Napa, it's always funny. Like we would go in and be like, we're not going to join the wine club. Like we have to stay strong.
Yeah, stay strong.
And then there's like one of the 4 or 5 that you taste, and it's like, and then obviously you have your buzz, and it's like, you come back and like you were saying, like you have the shipment or like you have the email, and it's like I did it again. Like I couldn't stay
And
strong.
you're like, this tasted a lot better there.
It tastes the
That's-
whole
Exactly.
experience of being there and everything. I've opened bottles that not that I've been to clubs, but I bought bottles when I went, and then I come home and I open them. I'm like,
What was I thinking?
I don't really like this anymore.
Well, the Sharkies are big on Napa, so that's something fun that we have in our backyard, kind of. So
Yeah, that is dangerous and lucky.
yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it would. I don't know what your off days would look like.
Okay, number 3.
It's
This is
Dark.
much darker.
so you're excited.
Yes.
Mm.
Okay, we'll taste it.
I mean, this is. Can we talk about what my judgment is on
The
three
other
so
ones
far?
were much lighter.
Yes, I want to hear the beer guy's judgment.
That was my favorite of the three
Mm.
so far, but 2 for sure has got to be the worst one. And if it's the expensive bottle, I'm going to lose my mind.
The expensive bottle is not always the best bottle.
It's
Actually,
not.
like never is.
It's not.
Never.
We've done it.
We've done a tasting where I
Like
had
a-
everybody come over, put their bottle in a brown paper bag at the start, and I think we put like a $50 and under, and then I put a $200 bottle in, and it came in dead last.
No
Oh.
way.
Yeah.
That's how it is. I mean, for some people that
This is-
don't know, they
Did you try it?
Yeah, this is the best one by far.
question. So you kind of brought up team dinners while we're doing this. So obviously, if you're the one ordering the wine, you're probably the one. That's the etiquette is you're buying the dinner.
Sometimes.
Sometimes,
Most part?
but
Yeah,
the crew I had this year, we
I'm sorry.
agreed on
We
it,
ended up-
kind of.
yeah, they always gave me the wine list and said
Oh,
pick something that
Oh.
we like. And there was a couple guys that liked Pinot, and then there was a couple guys that liked Cab. So I had to try to find a happy medium. So it took. A
And then
couple
when you
dinners.
guys do your rookie party, are you the one that does the order for it?
um,
Or is that kind of, I mean, I guess that's kind of,
this year-
everyone
this
kind
year
of
we
orders
did
their
like
own, I guess.
this year we did it at a steakhouse, and there wasn't. I mean, there was maybe 5 or 6 guys that were drinking wine, so we just kind of all picked a bottle, drank it. We didn't have like a pre.
But you've had
Preset.
parties in the past where
Yeah, but
in
I mean,
Montreal.
in Montreal, but I would say Brian Dumoulin, he has by far the best wine knowledge I've ever come across.
Interesting.
It's incredible how he can tell you the notes and this and that and the regions
So
and things like that. So it
You
was
met your match in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm not anywhere close. Like I said, I know what I like, I know what I don't like, and I always want to learn more about it.
Taste that one. It smells like smoky.
yeah.
That one that definitely smells smoky.
Do you want to write down your in order? I mean, we could probably just tell you right now, but we'll wait because we've done a lot of this wine talk. So write down your favorites, and then we'll go
That's
from there.
my number 1.
Okay.
That's my least.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
Oh,
shocked we got Ty to sip some wine because he's
Can I have number
had the
1 again?
scaries all week because he had a fun weekend last weekend.
Yes, Tyler, you had a very exciting weekend on the other coast.
Well, I mean, it kind of happened real quick, and I kind of forced myself. We're on a group chat with the Quicks, and Jackie is the biggest Knicks fan. And
I can't tell by her Instagram.
Yeah, she's been like hitting me up. She's like, come to. It was like round 1 or maybe against the Celtics, and she's like, come to game 4 or whatever, and I was like, definitely not. And it ended up happening where it was like, what was that, Wednesday night?
It was the night before Ty was leaving, and she was like, "Let's try and get tickets."
And she was like, "You got to come," and I was like, "I mean, if you can get the tickets, I'll actually come." We looked at flights, and I went solo.
because
and-
there were only you could only get like the Rangers can only really ask for a +1, right? So
Yeah.
like obviously Quickie's going with Jackie, and then they're like, "Oh, but Ty, you can be Matt Rempe's date."
because Rams lived with them for the last season there, so
Yeah, Rempe is the Quick's child, a la our children, Wilmac. So it's funny because Ty posted that photo. Actually, Ty flew there not knowing he even had a ticket yet.
Just
Luckily, it
hopeful.
worked out.
and then it ended up working out, and it was a good time. I got back Sunday, but I was planning on taking the week off, which normally I'm super clean, and I mean, Jeff, you know how it is. You're clean all week, eating healthy. You know, at the beginning of the summer, you're like trying to lose the weight from after the season and during the season, and so I was going to take the week off, but obviously I had to make the exception for
For this
the Never
one.
Offsides crew.
Yeah, so
Well, thank you.
Ty posted that photo with Quickie and Rempe, and wow, the fans
Well,
did not like.
Yeah, I would assume you're hanging out with a bunch of Rangers, being a devil, former
Devils and Kings probably a little bit, right? Because right? Like Rangers.
I mean, it was really cool. That was the first time, obviously, going there and seeing a basketball game. And then, I mean, normally we're playing. I don't think I ever was scratched for a game there. So just like the energy in the building was super cool. Very fascinating. To be
I
honest.
don't even know. Jackie's gonna kill me, but who are the Knicks even playing? I don't even know what is going
The
on in
Pacers.
playoff.
They're the Pacers.
Okay,
And they
I don't
lost the
even know
game that I
what's
was
going
at.
on.
And so
It's a hard ticket to get. That's why Ty flew across the country for it. Literally.
The Indiana Pacers,
yeah.
right?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of sports, speaking of pranks, I have a prank for both of you.
Ooh, are you ready for this?
Jeff, you're a baseball guy, so we love pranks, right?
Yep.
Okay, both of you pull up your phones, tee up a text to Cole Caulfield, and text him, "Hey, buddy, I have a quick question. Can you FaceTime me real quick?" And I want both of you to send it at the same time and see who he FaceTimes first.
I mean, I'm not going to answer him if he calls me.
You-
I'll be completely honest.
You have to. Hey, what
I'm
are
just
you
gonna ice
talking
him, you
about?
know?
Okay, so Julie and I were talking about how one of the funniest persons you guys have played with in common, obviously, is Cole. So
Ready? 3, 2, 1,
one.
send.
go.
Oh, this is fun. Okay,
I just love stuff like this because I mean, let's see. Like,
Oh my gosh, where is
okay, but
Cole?
if he calls one of you, tell him right away he's on a podcast. We don't. We don't want some sort of like, weird chirp that he might say
I
right
mean,
away.
I also,
We can
knowing
bleep him
Cole
out.
too, he might not, even text me back for.
Well,
2
I
weeks.
feel like he's gonna
Yeah.
be like, what's going on, Tyler and Jeff?
5:27 p.m. our time. Let's see how many minutes till one of us
Yeah,
get.
I mean, like Tyler said, it could go 2 weeks or it could be 30 seconds.
Well, guess what? In 2 weeks on this podcast, we can report back.
Perfect timing. We'll be coming back for a midsummer episode.
We pulled the last few weeks as we're waiting for this. I was really hoping it would be like a 10-second thing, and he'd somehow call both of you right away. I don't know. So we pulled a couple fan questions, or actually a lot of fan questions. We got a lot for you guys.
A lot. Well,
Julie.
there was one fan who what was her name?
Shout out to Kristen from Purdue. She wrote us a novel. Like, literally.
It was insane. Maybe 100+ questions.
But they were so funny and so thoughtful. So, I mean, just like some questions that you guys probably have never heard, which is unheard
Some
of.
that
Right?
I've never heard or even would think of. Like, okay, do you skate in your dreams? And do you ever play hockey in your dreams?
I have, especially if it's like a playoff game or something, or like an important game. And it's not because I want to; it's more like anxiety.
And my anxiety.
I think I've had like dreams where I'm playing or sitting on the bench and something happens and the puck is coming straight for my face and then I pop up. Like I've had it happen to me with hockey pucks coming at my face and baseballs. And
Oh
it
my god!
just
Kind of
wakes
like when
me
you
up.
fall, like during
Yes.
Yeah, like
Yes.
a falling dream.
craziest road trip or travel story. I'll start with you, Jeff.
Do you have so many?
Oh, it was last year. It was by far the craziest one. Yeah, we were flying. We had a back-to-back. We were flying from Detroit to Toronto, and it was really windy. So we had plane troubles. We turned around.
Just drink number 3. Sorry.
We landed. They sent us home. Like, we'll fly out in the morning. The part wasn't going to get there in time the next day, so we were just sitting at our hangar waiting for another plane to come in. We were supposed to play in Toronto at 7. I think we took off from Detroit at 5
PM,
p.m.
the day of the game. But you guys had come home the night before. Like, all of the wives and girlfriends are kind of like freaked out because we're not expecting them to come back into the house,
Oh,
in the middle of the night. And then they're like, yeah, we're leaving again tomorrow at 2. So then that happens. They don't leave till 5. Their game's at 7.
Yeah, so we get in there. We basically roll into the rink at 6:30, and they push the game back to 7:30 for us.
It's like you're back in the American League.
And Vancouver was already there, So like their trainers, Toronto trainers, are unloading the truck, getting our equipment in. We go out and we play.
That part was kind of cool though, to see like they actually had video footage of like all the trainers working together to like get their stuff ready for them to be on the ice in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we were supposed to fly from Toronto after the game to Florida, wake up in Florida, nice sunny weather, day off. The pilots of the plane that we got had their limit on hours. So then we had to stay. Flew to Florida, had the day off. Guys had to cancel their tee times and things like that.
Oh
You know.
man.
So then we play Florida. We fly to Carolina. And play that game. We're flying home.
This part,
And
it like makes my heart hurt
I'm
again.
eating on the plane, and all of a sudden my throat gets really scratchy. And
Jeff has a deadly reaction to nuts. He has a nut allergy that he sometimes
that's
tells
terrifying.
people. I mean, everybody
yeah,
around
and
the
like
team knows. but-
everybody knows. And so it starts getting scratchy. So I go up to the trainer, and he's like, "Well, what'd you eat?" And I said, "I just had this. Like I had the soup." And he's like, "That's weird." So I go back. Doesn't get any better. I give myself my EpiPen. Go back up there. Tell the trainer. Wasn't getting better still, and we're mid-flight.
Yeah, you're like above Kentucky.
Oh,
So
no. What?
give myself another
Like where this is
EpiPen.
going.
They decide, okay, we're gonna emergency land. Emergency land.
No, back up. He gives himself a second EpiPen, and then it's not getting better, and they're on the phone with like the aviation doctors that have to like call a medical landing, and they're like, we have one more dose of epinephrine on the flight. We can give it to you, and we can probably get back to Detroit, but then you run a risk of like a heart issue because you've been, doped up with
Caught up
3
3
doses of epinephrine. So of course they're like, we're gonna land this plane in Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati Airport, but it was actually in Kentucky. Get off, get in the ambulance, go to the hospital, spend the night in the hospital, wake up the next morning. The first flight out the next morning's completely full to Detroit. The next one's not till like noon.
Were you like mortified, or was everyone like terrified? You know what I mean? Like which one?
Well, the plane went off. So like the guys landed. I woke up to a phone call because his phone number is on like the breakthrough, the do not disturb thing. So I wake up to a phone call from Jeff at 2 a.m, and it immediately like I get that panic that we all don't want to feel when they're
No.
traveling back, and it's their trainer, and he's like, Julie, Jeff is fine, but he is in an ambulance right now. And I was just like, lost it, whatever. Dylan, the captain, is texting me play-by-play. He's like, he's stable, this, that. Then I finally talk to you once you're at the hospital and stable. And then I'm like, well, how are you going to get back? Because the team had like finally taken off again. They probably didn't land here till 4.
Yeah, because it was another snowstorm, so they had to get de-iced again after they landed. And
So, and Jeff being Jeff is like feeling bad that he had to make them like
That's
late.
That's kind of why I asked that, because I was like, I feel like Jeff, you probably, even though you were like struggling, you probably felt bad, right?
yeah,
For,
like I didn't want to land, but I also
needed to.
thought that it was probably smart that I did. So
Yeah.
God.
Anyways,
anyway, the next day,
he had to, moral of the story, he rented a car and drove himself back to Detroit at 6 a.m. after he was cleared.
Wow.
yeah,
That is insane.
and that was all on one road trip. It was
Tyler, you got anything to follow that one up
I
with?
mean, to follow that up, with Jeff almost dying.
Yeah.
I think just like a funny one for me is when I was on the Kings, we would always have like really good father trips, and I think we had fathership in Florida, so it was like Tampa, then Fort Lauderdale, and all that, it's dinners every night. It was like it ended up being like 3 or 4 nights, and we had like the big dinner the one night, and all the dads ended up going out after, and I just know they all signed up for like a big fishing tour the next day. And from what I understand, like my dad loves coming to like the pregame skates and stuff, so he was like, he wasn't going, he was coming to the skate. And so he's on the bus and he's like, Ty, you'll never believe this. Of like the 20 guys that of dads and brothers that signed up, 4 of them showed up, and like the guys and the guys that ended up going on were like puking the whole time because it was like one of those deep sea fishing ones. So
Oh.
it's not fun, especially when you're hungover. And that's just one of the father's trips that was always like it's like in my brain of just like a good memory.
That's so cute. It's just like them being kids again too with
Oh,
you
And
guys.
getting to go out. And
Yeah.
It's fun.
I know.
That's
I
good
love that.
stuff.
I always love hearing like the parents' trips, the dads' trips, like their new besties that they've like got close with, and then they see each other, you know, a few games down the road. It's really cute. Tyler, I feel like you are more into this world of like the chirping on the ice. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like Jeff is quiet and subdued and like just says hi to the guys he knows on the ice. But what is the most unhinged chirp you have ever given or received, or just something funny on the ice that you can share?
I mean, I'm relatively reserved too. I try not to say very much. I think I can't remember who it was. I called someone old one time, and I was like, you know, my first or second year in the league, and I got to the bench and Jeff Carter, you know, heard it, and he said to me, he goes, you know what? You're gonna be old one day too. I don't think you should use that one again. I was like,
Well, the jokes
I was
caught
like,
up.
now what's happened? It is
That's
happened.
so pure, though. You're old.
Yeah, it was just like it was something so stupid. But the funniest chirp I've ever heard was we were in Ottawa and guys we were taking warm ups and guys skate around with no helmets on, and it's just like, in my opinion, like the best thing in the NHL. You know, like that was like growing up. It was like if you could go no helmet in warm ups in the NHL, like you're the coolest guy. And Kyle Clifford was skating around with no helmet on, and Bobby Ryan skated by him and said, and I don't know if they knew each other or not, but he goes, Cliffy, we're trying to get fans here, not scare them away. Put your helmet on. And I heard it, and I honestly, I thought it was the funniest thing. And I mean, it was just, oh man, it was real. That was comedy. That was the best
would
one I
love-
for sure heard.
Love to hear what he said back to him.
I don't think he said, I think he laughed because
Yeah.
it was so funny. Like,
I just feel like the guys who give the chirps, like they're so clever and like quick-witted. It has me howling every time you have a story about someone.
Yeah, I can't think of any that come to my mind, but
Oh, wait, guys.
I got the face.
Oh,
on.
Gotta answer. Gotcha.
Oh God, you're on a podcast. I'll talk to you
No,
later.
turn it, turn it.
No, I can't.
No.
I'll talk to you later.
Cool.
I'll talk to you later.
Oh.
Bye.
Oh,
I can't. He's not available.
He's
talk
at
about
a,
this.
wrong
he's
with
at
you?
a private dinner.
say
Oh.
hi to Jeff. Like,
Here
Oh.
we are.
okay, well, you guys
You'll
keep
see
it
him.
on.
You'll see
you
him.
guys keep it
No.
on. What? Why are you guys scared to answer?
Well, you're on our podcast real quick. Hi.
She's.
We wanted to see who you loved better.
Yeah,
There's a
I'm in
tie.
second place. That's all right.
Oh no.
You're good. Enjoy your night. Oh no.
He goes,
Oh,
oh
no."
no.
I'm like sweating now.
Yeah, 'cause
I know,
you're
I'm a
probably
little warm
scared.
too. I think it's the wine though. That's so funny because he's like feels bad that he didn't call you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
No,
Oh, sweet Cole.
I mean, he's
Sweet
probably-
Cole.
He's actually, I,
I was just talking to him 2 days ago, so.
yeah.
Who do you think? Okay, so back to our chirping. Cole, we'll talk about later. We've got another Cole topic
Yeah, we
later.
Yeah.
Who is like one of the best chirpers or the best chirper in the league? I feel silly saying chirper. I don't know.
I know. We need to think of like, yeah, I don't
mean,
even
I
know.
wouldn't
Trash
say-
talker.
I wouldn't say he's the best, but he never shuts up. Is Doughty. I mean, I feel like everyone knows that.
And then he
Um,
follows it with that crazy laugh.
Yeah, and he just laughs at you, and it's like,
You've never had somebody.
Oh, I've had people, but it doesn't bother me. So it doesn't like register and stick with me.
Oh, here's a question for both of you. And then, Julie, I want your response too, and I'll tell my response. Jeff, who would play you in a movie? Have you ever thought about this?
No.
Oh.
And I'm so bad with actors.
Yeah, that one guy.
Oh, that guy.
The Thor
that guy, yeah,
guy.
no.
I'm giving you like real big credit here, but
A
Chris
layup?
Hemsworth.
Oh, is that the guy you always want me to get my hair cut?
Yeah, I always send Chris Hemsworth pictures with them to the barber. And I'm like, do this.
Doesn't work.
Oh my God, you send the like
Yeah.
inspo photo?
Yeah, it's just like a nice haircut, and you know.
I love that. I can see it. He does have to change his accent, but
Tyler.
I think Kat was with me, but an older lady came up to me when we were out, and she said that I look exactly like Patrick Swayze.
and it was like an obsessive
And like she walked by
like,
and
this
then
is my
came
moment.
back and then like walked by again, and I was like, look, this is weird. Like you gotta. So I'm gonna go
trying
with him.
to see it.
Where
but-
was that?
I can't
Because I
remember.
remember
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was when he was still on the Kings, but she was like very hyperfixated on him actually being Patrick Swayze. So it was a
That
little
jokes.
I really
Um,
love that for you. What's Dirty Dancing?
Dirty dancing.
dirty. Yeah. Okay, and who I think could. Okay, so personality completely aside, accent aside, whole vibe aside. I get a lot of friends in the music industry saying that Tyler looks like Morgan Wallen with his hat on. So
I could see that.
yeah, again,
Totally.
nothing like each other, but I just when Ty has his little hat on and they have the same exact outfit on, it's very weird actually. If you
I
like
could
do a
see
side by
that.
side. Yeah.
There
We'll
is
take
an old picture of Jeff with we're going musician route.
Oh, yeah.
Justin Timberlake and Jeff at one point had I will pull it up and I will find it, but it was uncanny with the shaved head and a
Oh.
little bit of the beard. It was quite impressive. JT and JP. I mean,
These are good ones, guys. Like we
Yeah.
could we could have
who would play us?
oh god. Who would play us?
Terrible with actors.
Yeah,
I-
okay,
I
never
couldn't-
mind. Next question.
We've never even asked you that. before.
What is the most random thing y'all have ever autographed? Tyler, go first.
I
Someone's.
mean, I've signed like a baby's arm. Thought
Oh.
that was kind of weird.
That's kinda weird.
That is weird. Like, also that ink going into the skin. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I mean, I was uncomfortable doing it. I
Have you
wasn't
signed
doing it.
someone's boob?
No.
Oh No?
Signed,
No, thank God.
no.
signed a boot.
A boot?
Somebody pulled off their boot.
That's kind of a good one though. That's like a good.
That was an
Yeah,
Edmonton
it
for
was just
sure.
really random. He had like
Like,
just
had
standing
nothing
there
else
and then
to-
just rips off his boot and had like 3 or 4 of
Was
us
that in
sign it.
Edmonton?
Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
Had to have been.
In reflecting about just you guys together in Montreal and all that, you probably haven't been asked about this in a while, and I kind of needed a refresher. And some fans asked this for you to explain exactly what happened that gave you the red demon eyes.
I was trying to
Um,
find your shirt with the 2 red
Oh,
eyes, but I
that's-
think they're all in the storage
Yeah, that's
room.
all in storage. It was game 3 against Winnipeg in the second round. I was going down the glass, and I think it was Stasny was coming to like hit me, and I put my hand on the glass and to like push off, and I put my hand right into the camera hole, and the momentum just snapped my finger. So finished the period, got an X-ray, and they're like, "Yeah, you need to get this fixed or looked at." And I knew if I got the surgery, my playoffs were done. We ended up winning game 3, so we were in a pretty good position to go to the conference final. So, you know, go to the doctor the next day and said, "What if I try to play with this? Is it going to get worse?" He said, "At the end, you'll just have to have surgery." And I was like, "So I can do the surgery today, or I can try and have the surgery later." And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "I wouldn't play the rest of this series. Let's splint it, put it in the cast for a week until the next series starts." So he basically just held it to where it lined back up. They started to put the cast things on, but it was so painful when they were just holding it in place that I passed out. And
Like he held his breath as they were doing it so hard that he like
no, and then when I was
I don't know the story. Okay.
passed out, I kept trying to sit up, and they were like kind of holding me down, and just like the pressure of me trying to move popped all the blood vessels in my eyes.
Face. It wasn't.
Face, yeah.
People didn't see him for a couple of days, but his whole face was like broken splotches, like purple splotches. So he tells me that all this happens, and I come home to him laying in our bed, not knowing like what has happened. And I walked in and I was like, "What just happened to you?" And then so I had the boys and I had to like prep them. So I'm like, "Okay, Dad looks like kind of like a superhero."
Oh yeah, I remember the superhero.
Yeah, I was like, so something happened in his game and he just got all this stuff and now he looks like a really like, and he's going to be ready for the next round, but he's like got superpowers. So
And
we
which
just like,
was the crazy thing was, like, I took a couple of days off, but then I started skating while the team was like not with the team, but we started the series like a week after that, and the media had no shots or anything up until I took the ice for warm-ups.
and
in
that's,
In game 2.
Yeah.
And you just had laser
And
beams
just
coming
it
out
was,
of your
and it was like starting to go away by then. It was like,
his face looked better, but your eyes were pretty like bloody.
yeah.
Like, come on, we could pull up the pictures. But
What was the
the internet broke that night. Like,
Yeah.
we were watching from home, and I remember like putting out like a memo or like something like he's okay.
Well,
But-
I remember these guys coming off the ice after winning game 4, and I showed up right at
And
game
they're
time,
like,
and they were like,
What?
what the hell just happened? Like,
Yeah.
What was your reaction?
I mean, I thought it was nasty. So I was like, I was like scared, but I was like, are you okay? As everybody probably was, because everyone we didn't know, we didn't
Like
even
you broke your
we just-
finger.
Exactly, we didn't know what happened, and I don't think anybody was really told, So
No, and all the reports were like he like put his finger went in the camera roll and like there was like no explanation for your eyes, so
right.
that like
And Jeff
That's-
being Jeff, he just doesn't really talk or tell anybody what's going on. So he's like, I'm fine. I look like a psycho, but I'm fine.
I mean it added to the whole thing. I feel like that whole run was so crazy that wasn't even the weirdest thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, honestly, like the memes that we saved were like, I feel like I have a whole album to it. But like you said, it was like the rest of the cup run and everything. It was all part of this crazy story.
Yeah, it added to like there was you with your laser beam eyes. There was Gally with like the crazy like.
yeah, he got the cut on the forehead
on
or
his
whatever
face,
it was, and then Perry had.
Perry had blood coming out of somewhere.
Yeah, that was wild.
Somebody like painted a picture of the three of them. It's
Yeah.
in our basement of like it's just kind of like their heads and like Jeff's got red eyes, Perry's got blood coming, Gally's got a gap. It's artistic, but it's like, what was this time?
And we
Like,
all didn't really know each other yet, so like,
shortly after you guys were opponents. Was that weird?
I mean, like we kind of talked about with the chirping, I think the first time we played against each other, it was like, hey, and then we went on with the game. It was
Yeah.
we have a couple questions that were asked of you guys to ask us. So I'm gonna shift over.
Yeah, this
here.
is kind of like a how well do we know your situation.
Yeah. So can you?
Tee it off, Ty.
Who did we score our first goals against? There's probably zero. I mean, I played
Like
against
teams. We're not like doing goalie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, duh. Okay. Teams, Jeff's. Is this the AHL or the NHL?
Let's go
NHL.
NHL.
I think the Dallas Stars was Jeff's.
Correct.
Yeah, it's correct. I'm right.
Oh. Okay.
It's easy
Great.
to remember because I'm from Texas. So
Well, you also were together at the time, so.
yeah, I should remember this. I should know this. There's probably a plaque somewhere down in our basement.
There's definitely a plaque. I don't know, but I'm gonna guess because there's just you always have like a thing with them. Is the Canucks?
No.
I'm gonna say the Ducks, just because it's. I
Who
feel
was
like
it?
early on in the
It was-
season you're playing the Ducks.
It was the Arizona Coyotes.
I was gonna say Arizona out loud, but I didn't.
Who was our hockey idol growing up? This is my question to you.
Nick Lidstrom.
That was quick. Easy.
He was a defenseman for the Detroit Red Wings. Cat
One of the best of all time.
number 5.
Ooh, great.
I only know that because I was number 5 in field hockey, so I thought that was serendipitous.
That is nice, and I love that you knew that right away. Can you give me a hint?
Played for the Leafs growing up.
Oh God.
I couldn't even tell you a Leafs
Yeah.
player growing up.
I mean, I never really had one, so I'll just say it because it's not fair. It would be Matt Sundin if I were to.
That was gonna be my guess.
Would have never guessed it. Cat, we were both out of that.
Does that also mean you grew up a Leafs fan? Because we had a lot of people ask that.
I mean, I definitely grew up a Leafs fan.
I thought we saw a little baby picture of him in Montreal stuff. Was that not
Well,
Tyler?
I played minor hockey for the junior Canadians, so that was the baby stuff. But I mean, my dad was a huge Leafs fan growing up.
Which teammate would be the best babysitter or dog sitter?
Mario Ferraro. Because he's a big dog guy, and I feel like he would just like play with Stella nonstop because he's got a ton of energy. So,
Yeah, I agree with that.
what about you, Jules?
Babysitter from our current team. I honestly would put Dylan Larkin now. They just had a baby girl. They just announced that. And I've seen him change a diaper. And I know how fun he is with the older boy. So he's got like the whole thing. So I think I'm going to go with Dylan's the front runner because I know he can change a diaper. Diaper changing is a key element. And if they can't do it, then
I don't even think Tyler could do that. So,
they out. So, anyways, that's funny. I know there'll be a lot of upset, not picked guys, but sorry.
we have a bonus question, Ty, for you to ask.
Which is more, Jeff's career assists or Tyler's career goals?
Ooh, that's a really hard one, actually.
I'm going to
Jeff.
say Tyler's goals.
Jeff's career assists your career goals. What's your answer?
I would think that would be Jeff's assist.
I would think that too.
Whoa!
Oh my God!
Whoa!
That's
Tyler
That's
has
crazy.
290 career goals and Jeff has 289 career assists. Wow.
Live from the NHL HQ, we just got that.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Mind blowing.
Oh my
Well,
God.
that's that. That takes us to the next
You beat him
segment because
by one.
wow, incredible.
That's wild, actually, and very cool. Wow! Shout out Maddie for that stat.
That's a great fun fact.
Yeah.
I guess we'll be on goals and assists watch leading into the next season and keep our tallies.
Literally every time one happens, we'll just have
Yeah.
to be like, here.
There we go.
We can have like a little tracker.
Ding, ding.
That's funny. Oh my God. All right. So I love to ask this question at team parties. There's 2 different games I love to ask at a team party, but this is the first one. Would you rather? And then put 2 like very funny instances. So we kind of tied it back to hockey a little bit. So Julie, you want to tee up the first one?
Yeah. So, would you rather be locked in a room for 24 hours with the Montreal victory song "Ale Ale Ale" playing for 24 hours nonstop, or be with Cole for 24 hours nonstop with him talking?
I mean, I love Cole. I gotta go with Cole.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cole.
No, that's sweet.
Oh, good. I'm glad. That was a happy answer.
That was a pretty easy one.
That was okay. Well,
I don't know.
Just because I haven't even really hung out with Cole, so it's like
okay, you'd love to
Yeah.
spend.
yeah.
Okay,
Would you rather be caught on camera eating a hot dog or fall on the ice during something like a pup runs?
yeah, like when you bring your dogs out. Like we've never done it with our teams, but you bring their dogs to the ice or something.
Like when the dogs race.
Or like if we did a team picture, I'd eat the hot dog. I'd figure it out. I would I'd figure it out.
Okay. The hot dog is my worst nightmare, especially like coming from like baseball, because like if you're
Those
in the
are always on the jumbotron.
always
Now
and
I like them now during games when they do it like
The
the
reverse?
Oh
it's the
my
best.
God. It's my worst nightmare because if you're in the good seats at a baseball game, you are on camera and it's really like you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
it's like I think in terms of thinking of like you guys chirping us and them or whatever. I think I would take the fall and just be like, I'm not used to ice. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
I think the
man.
hot dog's my worst nightmare. That would be
I
like
agree with
so
That's
terrifying.
funny.
Okay. Last one. Um, would you rather have your draft day photo as your forever player headshot or have to do an interview between every period of every game for an entire season?
I mean, I think my photo is kind of jokes. I have like a shaved head and stuff. Like,
My combine photo is something special.
Which, Tyler, have you seen it?
Is that
I
the
have
blonde
not.
hair one?
Yeah, we
Here,
were.
let me show him real quick. I would love his reaction. Let's see it. But you guys show Jeff the curtain because the curtain's like diabolical too. So,
Well,
So
I've
cute.
seen that. I've seen that.
So Tyler's draft photo.
oh God, Jeff.
Yeah, we had we bleached our hair for
That
the
photo.
playoffs in junior, and then
That's jokes.
I would pay money to have that photo wiped from the internet.
who is that? Who is he?
It is bad, you guys. All
Wait.
I know is that he ages like fine wine. So
Right.
Yeah, this is it's a good outcome, Jeff. So like we're happy that this wasn't like a reverse thing. But what was your answer? I didn't hear you.
I'm
Sorry.
taking the photo.
Oh,
I would
okay.
Not do an interview for.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Period.
interviewing. That's a lot of
oh my
interviewing.
gosh.
Julie would just
I
like
whatever.
sink in her seat after.
It's bad. It's I just can't even believe they just do you dirty every year. They bring it up. They played at the beginning of the year. I'm like, can we not? Can we we could find like his Edmonton rookie picture and put that there. It's not that much better, to be quite honest. But
That's a wild haircut, just regardless, Jeff.
is
Like,
it
it's
even
just
a
like,
haircut?
I don't know what.
Is it a
happened there.
haircut, Kat? Like it's questionable. What is that?
It's a mop of sorts. I don't even. You look like a Scooby Doo
Yeah.
character. or
I have to.
something.
I'll pull up the photo of. We won the championship that year. I'll pull up the photo of my hair before that.
Was it permed?
No, it was really long, like covered name bar long.
Okay, bonus
Have you-
question.
Oh yeah. Well,
We'll
Bonus
go
question
into-
for both of you.
Would you rather be a guest on the podcast each week or listen to the Montreal song for 24 hours?
I mean, I love the boys that run the account and the podcast, but I think I'm going with the 24 hours.
Oh my God. Okay. Let's sign off. We're going to play our last game.
I would join you, and I would just like I don't know. I
Yeah.
love that song. I thought it
Me
maybe
too.
because
I love
yeah.
it every time. We still play it. The boys still play it in the basement when they're playing hockey and they score goals. So,
Yeah, I love it.
anyways.
Okay. Well, last question on that, Jeff. Have they ever done one of those like NHL? Sometimes they do like the through the years like slideshow on their account of like you from the beginning to like now.
No, they haven't. I haven't seen one.
He's
Oh,
not
damn,
cool
that one would
enough,
be
but
good.
the evolution would be amazing.
Yeah,
because
I feel like that would be good. And NHL.
Social is on it. Oh
Don't
my
do
God.
Ty though, because Ty.
They did it.
Ty's had one. I didn't know that.
I don't know if they've done it, but they've done like my draft photo to now. So like
Oh.
the two.
Oh boy. He's
Well,
gone
they've
through
got- actually,
phases.
They did one of those ones where it was like you on every team, and it was like a lengthy post. But yeah, that's
I'll
funny.
put
Well,
one together for you.
would love a Jeff Petrie one, NHL.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, to wrap things up, this is another great game that we love to play at a team party just to get to know, especially when you're trying to get to know people. Two truths and a lie. So we're both going to say ours, you both going to say ours, and then we'll guess each other's not all guess each other's. So you
Well-
guys can go first, and we'll guess which one's your lie.
Okay,
By
do
the
you wanna
way,
go?
teeing up this was the hardest game for the Petries to figure out ever
We're
because they
just
know.
not good at this. Actually, Jeff was really good at coming up with his.
good.
I do not know really how to play this game, but I'm
Because you
gonna
don't
try.
lie. So like
Because I can't.
you were really hung up on like lying to us, which
I
was
know.
adorable. But
All right.
Don't read them, just say them.
I turned down a baseball scholarship to Vanderbilt. We named our son after a complete stranger. And I graduated from Michigan State with a criminal justice degree.
I want to say that you're lying about what your degree was.
okay, I'm only going with the first one because it's obvious in my opinion because you're a son of a baseball player. So I'm going to go with the Vanderbilt one. And maybe you got an offer somewhere else.
That is the lie.
He did not receive a baseball scholarship. But we
At
did
all?
name our son after a complete stranger from our honeymoon.
I figured that was the
So-
truth because it was like so out there that I don't think
It's so out there. Like, how do you come up with that?
Who's the stranger?
We met this guy actually from LA.
Yeah,
and
you might know him. Yeah, his name is Barrett Hawkins. And
Knowing
if
me,
you're
I would-
listening,
yeah,
we're a
we
bunch
met-
of weirdos.
We met him in Anguilla on our honeymoon, and he gave us his business card, and we're like,
Okay, but a little bit of backstory. Like, this guy was funny as hell. He was with his family, but then he would like magically reappear like at night, like late at night, and we're like, I thought you like were in for the night. And he's like, I snuck out the window. Like, he was just this funny guy, like just free living spirit, you know. And then he gave us his card, and I read it, and I was like, Barrett Hawkins, that is like the coolest name I've ever heard. If we have a son one day, like, we got to name him this. And our second born is named Barrett Hawkins Petrie. So
When are you going to tell him?
tell Bear that he's named after, or message this guy on LinkedIn.
I think tell Barrett that he was a honeymoon.
Yeah, it's funny we didn't name our first kid. It was the afterthought,
Yeah.
the second one. But
That's really funny.
and he
Okay.
did major. He graduated from Michigan State a few years late,
Oh yeah,
but with your criminal justice degree.
very cool. Wow.
We bought Celine Dion's manager's house in Montreal. I have had dinner with a former president of the United States, and I actually grew up figure skating in Texas.
I believe the second one.
I kind of believe them all.
What if she just misunderstood the assignment and she just
Yeah, it could be actually. It was like just they're all true.
you're like the lie is that I can't lie.
Uh-huh.
I want to say you're lying about the figure
I
skating.
agree. Figure skating, you're lying.
I did not figure skate. You're right. I don't know. That was stupid, but okay.
No, those are really good. And I mean, I believe. I mean, the Celine Dion one's very cool.
I think you told us that story, so that's why.
I
It stuck with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, the
how could
thought
you
of her
forget?
like being in my house at one point was like pretty cool.
That is cool. I mean, and who's the president?
George Bush, actually both of them.
I mean, you can't be from Texas and make that lie up. Like, I feel like
It's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's funny. That's very cool.
All right, you want me to go with mine?
Yeah.
I wanted to name Stella after the beer. My favorite fast food burger is In-N-Out. And my favorite TV show is Top Chef.
I'm gonna say In-N-Out is not your favorite burger.
I'm gonna say Top Chef.
In-N-Out is not my favorite burger, Shake Shack. And I know it's a little controversial, Shake Shack maybe not being fast food with the drive-through, but I went with it.
And now it's my favorite. Obviously, I'm from California. But, I mean, Ty just gave you a layup with the Stella thing.
Yeah, thank you for the first one. I knew that one.
Now
But
she's speaking. She heard
She
her
is
name,
speaking.
so
She literally just started
she
speaking for
started-
the first time.
Aw.
That's really funny because Ty actually came on this podcast and we explained that he named her after his. Oh,
Yeah. Oh, hi.
wow. She heard herself.
know.
That's adorable. Okay, I'll be quick. My maiden last name, Bélanger, is on the Eiffel Tower. I sang a national anthem at a Dodgers versus Giants game. And my favorite celebrity to work with when I worked for the Dodgers was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I'm gonna say the Eiffel Tower. Somebody canceled on you, and you had to go out there and sing the.
No,
the
wait,
anthem.
what? You're saying that? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying she probably did sing the anthem. Somebody didn't show up, and she had to go and fill in.
Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed. I'm gonna say you didn't sing, even though I think you're right.
Well, first of all, Jeff, very smart because I booked like thousands of national anthems for the.
You had to sing it.
I sang in high school at a Dodgers versus Giants game at Giants, and then I went
Solo
on
or
to.
with
It was with a couple girls.
Okay.
And I went on to book 1 billion anthems for the Dodgers. But my lie is that Dwayne The Rock Johnson was my favorite celebrity to work with at the Dodgers because he is my favorite celebrity, and I never got to work with him. He's the only one.
Oh, well, that was a trick
That
question.
was a trick one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even clue in.
Yeah.
I always say I know so many people in common with him. I worked with everyone. He is my favorite. I just love him, and I never got the pleasure of the
Well,
pearly
Dwayne,
white.
if you're listening, let's get you on pod.
I mean that. You know what? That is my dream guest. Remember, we got asked that
Yeah.
a million times. Yeah. Dwayne The Rock is my dream.
Wow, that was tricky, Kat. Now that I know if we can like just tweak a couple words in this game, whole new ball game.
Well, I play it a lot. You don't like the game, but
I was so
mean-
stressed. Like you were stressed about everything. I was stressed about this and opening these wine bottles. So glad that's over with.
Any broken corks?
No, thank you very much.
That's funny. I actually broke one. Well, final question before we reveal the wine. Jeff and Ty, both of your, what were both of your initial reactions to us saying that we were doing this podcast? Not this one, like in general.
We were going to be podcast hosts.
Yeah. What was Jeff? What was yours?
Great. Just about that. That's how excited. That's how excited he was, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was just like something else, like not enough on her plate already. But
Aw.
yeah, with the boys and the line change,
Okay, a little bit more positivity.
But it's natural. It's a
all
natural
this thing. But I know, I mean, she could talk for hours, so I didn't think it was going to be a issue, like coming up or doing well with it. It was just like you're throwing another thing on top of the list and the mountain of things that you're already doing. So
Well, if anyone can, you know.
Ride the wave, man.
I was the complete opposite. I'm like, oh, finally, Kat's gonna. No, I mean, I think she was speaking about doing something along, maybe not along these lines, but I knew at some point something like this was gonna happen. So obviously very fortunate, and then obviously you guys are killing it. So
Well, and then when I told you Julie was gonna do it with me, you were like,
I mean, I was like, it's literally gonna be perfect.
yeah.
Oh, thanks.
All right. Thanks, guys. Let's reveal the wines. Ready? Last thing. All right. So, Jeff, order of your favorite wines.
3 was the best. 1, 4, and 2.
That was 3, 4, 1, 2.
Okay, pick them up. We're just gonna show you guys. That's 1. Okay, wait. Show me.
I think
Give me.
I think the number
corner.
3 is a
Yeah, do you know where they're from, Jeff?
no.
Yeah.
I
Where's number 3 from, Jeff?
I think
Wine
it's
knowledge.
California Cab 21 to 23.
Oh
He's
my
giving
God.
you a year.
Oh my God. It's giving California Cab 2022. What? That is wild. It's a Frank family cab from Napa 2022, and it was the nicest one we had. So
Wow, Jeff. I'm
Jeff
so proud
won.
of you. I'm so
That was-
proud of him, guys.
number 2 is a Trader Joe's Organic Reserve.
We don't
think
like the organic stuff.
I think it was $4.99.
Yeah.
But TJ's, don't knock TJ's California wines. You know,
No.
TJ's. We didn't go with any of the like expensive TJ's ones though. We probably should have. And then number 1 was an Italian DOC, and that was I don't know what year, but 2020.
Do
And
you know
then
that one?
the last one is a Trader Joe's Staples. Number 4 is the Coastal.
How much is that one? Do you remember?
I think this one I think this one was like $5.99.
Oh.
I went with $1 more for, yeah.
It was
So, all
probably
right.
for the label, the pretty label. Anyways, well done.
Well done, guys.
Um,
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm a
Good
fan
job.
of the Frank one. So thanks for joining us, guys. This was so fun. I hope you didn't feel too out of your shell.
Hope you got enough words from me.
Well, we actually need a couple more words from you to sign us off.
Yeah, one last thing you have to say our sign off
Thanks for listening to Never Offside
with Julie and Kat.
with Julie and Kat. Don't forget to subscribe for free on your favorite podcast platform.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Chaos on Never Offside.